it's the Bougie Show, the Bougie Show. Tell them it's the Bougie Show, the Bougie Show. Yeah, 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 yeah. Turn up, turn up.
We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Bougie Show. I am Zay the DJ, and this lady in front of me is a 4'9" freak in the sheets with a petite 4.5 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, Freya Von Doom is in the building.
What's up, sluts?
It's been a shout out to Team Skeet. You're repping that Team Skeet hat on right now. Shout out to Team Skeet
all day,
for providing us with a little bit of merch. You know, Freya Von Doom is in the building, and we are here live and direct in South Florida, Miami. First of all, we want to applaud you for catching a flight from Orlando to South Florida just to come do the interview. Again, that just deserves another applaud.
Thank you. Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So how did Freya Von Doom get involved with the adult film industry?
So 2012, 2013, I started dating a playmate. She's since been retired, so she's living her best life.
She.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm a full-blown lesbian.
Oh, yeah, no.
But I do both on screen because fuck it. I mean, it's just a fucking slab of meat. Whatever.
Get it.
So, yeah. And then she showed me the industry, and I was kind of in love. And then when we broke up a few years after that, I was like sitting on a set because I also work in mainstream too. So I was sitting on set fully clothed as like a PA, and everyone was treating me so differently. And I was like, I've seen girls be butt-ass naked on set and they get treated so well. Why the fuck am I in a full suit and I'm being mistreated here on a fucking commercial set? Because I was working on a commercial at that time. And so I said, fuck it. So I wrote my ex at that time, and I was like, what the fuck should I do? Because I've always been hypersexual, very freaky little bitch. So I was just like, fuck it, like, let's do it. And so she kind of got me in, and my first scenes were with Reality Kings, Bang Bros, and I kind of took off from there. And yet again, I'm really sexual. I feel more comfortable butt-ass naked, just
than anything else. And what year was this?
That was when I first started porn, 2015, 2016 time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you consider yourself a vet?
Yeah, I would.
And I don't know if you mind. Can I tell them about our conversation a little bit this morning? Okay. When you said I was bringing it to the person who opened the doors as we came in, and I was telling them how serious it is, like how some of you performers move. Like you said, can you respond from the Twitter account so that I know this legit? Is it that serious? Like you got to move like that? You have to make sure. Yeah.
I double check with literally everything. Like I know Michelle. I love Michelle from Team Skeet, but I haven't really texted you personally. So I was like, okay, like I got this number from her, but I still wanted to double, triple fucking check that. Okay, this is the right location, this is the right person. Text me, because who knows, maybe I put in the wrong fucking number and it was sent out, or maybe she sent me the wrong fucking number and you know, and some guy was like, oh, Freya Von Doom, let me Google that bitch. Oh yeah, bitch, pull through, come through, I got you. You know,
it's time to stop the fuckery.
And then you were like, is it gonna be at the adult, because there's an adult film store in this plaza, and so that means you zoomed in, Googled the location, and seen everything in the plaza.
Oh, I'm thorough as fuck. I'm 4'9". I gotta be safe.
You gotta cover your ass. I feel you. Freya Von Doom joining us on the Bougie Show. So, you know, some of we'll go to the generic questions as far as, you know, you explained how you got involved in the adult entertainment industry. Now, what did your friends and family have to say about it when the transition occurred?
My friends, they all kind of knew, because I always prior to porn, I always threw massive orgies. I always threw massive like sex parties. Like when I'm saying like I was hypersexual, like I love sex. So like growing up, like when I graduated high school, I was like the girl at college that literally threw all the parties, and all of them would end up in fucking sex kind of thing. And so none of my friends were really surprised at all. And my parents, well, my grandparents, because I was raised by them.
Your grandparents, okay.
When they found out, my grandfather was like, because they're very French. I'm French and Cuban, so my friends, they're like, what are you doing? And I was just like, oh, what do you mean? They talked to me about it. And then my grandmother was like, as long as you are happy, you're being safe. Are you only working with like major companies? Like she just had like the very big, because they're very sexually fluid too. Like growing up with them, they always went to like swingers things. And, you know, they always were very open with sex with me. That was never like taboo or anything bad. It was very direct, like love yourself for what you are.
Right.
And she was just like, as long as you're happy, as long as you're being safe, as long as like you're keeping your fucking location on and you're keeping everyone updated and you're only working with other people that are known for it being good people in the industry, then I'm fine. And at that point, I was only working with the major companies. And I'm very blessed to actually start off working with the major companies because most people don't start off that way. And so it was very safe for them to, like, they literally looked up the companies I was with and they're like, oh, those are the top companies in the world. So
how did they find out?
So my grandparents, yet again, they're very sexual people. My grandfather ran across one of my porns. And it was
wait, so your granddaddy was pulling up?
Yeah, he ran across one.
Your granddaddy's still getting it in?
He was just, yeah, no, they have loud sex. Like,
wait, how old are your grandparents?
They're like late 70s now. I think my grandmother's like 82, but my grandfather's like 76, 75.
You think he's still watching adult films?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Anytime that I talk to them, they're always just like, oh, have you met this artist? Have you met this? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what site should I not be seeing you on? And I'm like, just, if you see something of me, just like it and leave it. Like, because I like for all the likes, all the comments and all that is what gets you more work and more publicity and everything. So I was like, if you see something, just like it and pass it on. Like, just leave it alone. And they're like, okay, so ça va.
Wow.
They're very open. Like, I was very blessed to have a very open family in that sense.
Do your friends ask you about the industry, like ups and downs? Do they ask you about all that? Yeah.
Yeah, they ask me. No, not often, because I'm very open. So anytime that I do go home and I talk to them, I just vent to them and I tell them all my stuff. And then anytime that I have like a porn scene that I'm like, I don't know how it turned out. So like I'll have them sit down, we'll have a fucking viewing party of it. And I'm like, what can I do better? Kind of thing. And so that's how actually like I got that twisty move with my hips when I'm riding the dick up and down. Because one of my friends was like, I saw you do that for a second. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm fitting it in. And he was like, do that for longer than just a second. And ever since I did that, like now everyone is starting to like pick up on that. And they're like, oh my God, the tornado.
Okay, so yeah. you hop on top of the penis.
Yeah.
And then you turn around.
I do like this little spinny thing with my hips.
Okay.
Oh, just so I can
got
fit
you.
Because I'm fucking tiny. And most of the dicks that I work with are my fucking size. Because they set me up with BBC Kings. Like I worked with all of them.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. No. We're gonna go there.
So I'm like, how else is a little bitch supposed to fit it up in these guts? Just swirl it through.
So you're like the white Minnie the Stallion then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you guys are both like the same size. And is it true that the smaller ones can take the?
Yeah, it is. It's really surprising because a lot of the really, really bigger girls, when I hang out with them, they can't take massive dick. Like 6 inches to them and they're kind of like running away.
Right.
And then for me, I'm like 6 inches and I'm like, when are we going? Like, what's happening?
Have you seen it in your stomach?
Yeah, like literally, if you see me get fucked by Brickzilla, I look down and my stomach like protrudes a little. And I'm just like, yeah, there we go. Tickle my belly button from the inside. Let's go.
But you enjoy women and there's so many. We're jumping so far ahead.
It's okay. Jump around, baby.
Is everyone still your friend? I saw in an interview from back in the day where you said everybody's your friend. Do you still have that mentality?
Yeah, I do. Everyone's my friend until you prove me that you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
And then I'm going to tell you you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
And this is why you're an asshole. And we're going to have a conversation about it. And if you're just one of those people that you're just not going to fucking change, and I'm like, I appreciate you for the person that you are, but unfortunately, we can't really hang out. But you're still an acquaintance now. But that's it. I have no hate for anyone. I only have love for people. This world is hard to fuck enough. Why make it harder? You know?
Did you inform any of your peers that you were coming on?
Oh yeah, I told.
Who'd you tell?
I told everyone that was on set with me last week because when Team Skate wrote me to come on, I was on set and I was the director for the whole production of that.
Oh, okay.
And I was on set and I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna go do this podcast, and the bandmates and everyone was just like, oh shit, that's so cool. So shout out.
You told them the name of the okay.
Yeah, I was like, so shout out to the Astro Project. Okay. I hope you guys sling all the dicks and get all the pussy while you're on tour.
We can applaud that, goddammit.
That's the band.
you know, you were just talking about encountering, dealing with the larger penises in the industry. What was the first time you've come across that?
My first scenes, like they kind of just started me off with big.
So you hadn't experienced it in your personal life prior to adult films?
Well, the first time I ever had sex with somebody, well, I first ever had sex with girls, and then I had sex with a guy my senior year of high school because he was my best friend, and I was just like, you know what? I might be bi. Like, don't knock it till you fucking try. Like, I've never been attracted to guys, but I was just like, I trust this guy enough that I'm like, he was my best friend. He's still like a good friend of mine. So I was like, you know what? Just let me use your dick. Let me see if I like it. Because all the girls, he slept around a lot, and all the girls loved him. So I was like, bro, let me ride that shit. Let me see if I like it too. Because, you know, you're in high school. You're questioning that shit. And when he took it out, it was fucking a horse leg. Like, it was, shit, you know, he's the size of Dread. Like, he's.
Oh, wow. You had no idea at the time?
No, I didn't know what dick sizes were or anything like that.
And you lost your virginity to that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that wasn't enjoyable then?
Well, not really, but it was really funny because he was trying to ease it in. Yet again, he's like a really good friend of mine. He was just like, D, like chill, like, you know, let's go easy. And I grabbed his ass and I was like, no, fucking do it. And I just shoved it in there, and he was just like, his face was like, oh my God. And I was like, ow.
Balls deep.
Yeah. And then I just like, I made him keep fucking me, and I was like, no, we're going to ride this shit.
Time to stop the fuckery.
I'm not a quitter, bro.
How long did it last? Clearly.
Yeah, no. It lasted for a little while, like literally like maybe 10 minutes or so.
Did you have sex with him again after that?
After that, me and him were tag team girls, and he actually like, because he had a lot of experience with like girls, and I've slept with girls prior to and everything, so we kind of like tag team girls together, and he would fuck them, and then I'd eat them and things like that, and I'd sit on his face.
But you weren't taking no more penetration from him after that?
No. It wasn't for me. He was just like, bro, you're gay as fuck. Why do you even want to try this? And I was like, I don't want to knock it until I try. Like, I don't know, maybe your dick wanted me to be bi, but it didn't work out that way, and here I fucking am. I'm the one usually slinging dick now. So
who was your first in the industry?
My first in the industry was what is his fucking name? I think he's blacklisted now, actually.
Oh, wow.
Because it was for Punish Teens and all of those sites, those really hardcore sites that they used to have that they don't have anymore. And I'm trying to remember his name. I know it starts with a B. Oh, Bruno.
Oh, that's a light-skinned dude.
Latino.
Yeah.
Covered in tattoos, Bruno.
Dude. Yeah, no, he is. I heard about that.
Yeah.
So he's still blackballed.
I think so. Because he doesn't work with any major companies. I've asked
was it
about
something?
him.
I think a performer told me, and I won't say that performer's name, but they said that, I don't know if he had a situation where like almost pushing somebody over a balcony or something like that.
He's had quite a few situations. This man was a little violent. So in his personal life, on and off camera.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those where you're like, oh God, okay. And then Joe Rodeo or whatever. I know he's not in the industry anymore. I think he got arrested, but he was the other one that I used to do scenes with. But when I first started, I only did hardcore scenes with massive Latino dicks because that's all that they set me up with.
That's all they booked you for.
Yeah. And I was just like, cool. So that's all I really knew. So moving from that to shooting out in California with guys that are like normal size.
Right.
It was like a major shock to me to see, because I don't look at penis in my free fucking time, you know? So like, I was like, what the hell is this? You know, like, all right, well, how am I supposed to do like my moves and everything? But I worked it out.
So wow, that was a lot. That was a lot.
It is a lot
to digest and process.
I'm a little girl, but
so
I got a lot.
did you learn? Did it become comfortable to you where you actually started enjoying the penetration part of it with men?
I enjoy it when I'm able to be aggressive back, because for me, I got like, when I snap into my character, I always talk about the script, and if there's no script, then I go over the scene, and then I ask them, what do you need me to be? And then like I'll look up like girl porn in the bathroom, and I'll masturbate to get myself really wet and going, and I'll like finger fuck myself and loosen it up a little. And then I go out there and I look at the guy, and I'm like, I'm close to climb. Like at that point, I'm like, let's fucking go. Like I'm ready to fuck something. You know what I mean? And so like half the time when I'm writing them, I'm just like, I get turned on by like the looks that they get, and I like slap them. I'm like, look me dead in the fucking eyes while I fuck you, kind of thing. So hardcore shit. Like that's the only way that I can get turned on, is if I'm being aggressive back with them. Then my pussy wakes up a little, and I'm like, yeah, bitch. But in my mind, I'm like slaying that dick.
You stated that,
Yeah.
and that the only guys that you deal with are the submissive or slaves.
Yeah.
So I guess you pretty much just explained why.
Yeah.
You like to be in control. So that's where you get your rocks off at.
Yeah.
And are you still taking girls home from the lesbian clubs? Are you still participating in that?
I try to be careful just because of my work and I don't want STDs, but I do still throw like sometimes parties and stuff like that, but I won't participate. Like I'll just watch and maybe I'll touch some ass, maybe I'll like spit on a pussy or so and tell them to fuck them harder, or, stuff like that. But I try not to participate. And if somebody really, really wants to like get kissed by me or fuck me or whatever, then I just make them go and get 24-hour tested over at TTS or Clear or something, and then after they get tested and I make sure that it's clear, then I wait a week and then I make them retest again because chlamydia and all that takes a week to like actually go in your system. So what if they fucked a person right before getting tested and they cleared, but so I do the extra safety precaution. Of course I pay for that too. So.
Are you throwing the parties? You like, would you rent like an Airbnb or something? How's that work?
I have a red room in my house.
Oh, so it's very intimate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the most people you've had in that room at one time?
I can't even count. I know the most people I've ever had in that room was literally stuffed that room to nearly like we couldn't move. Like it was too much and I had to start kicking people out. And then they went and they fucked in my backyard and I was like, that's awesome because I have a gated backyard.
Outside?
Yeah.
Butt ass naked?
Yeah. It's fine though. It's okay. I mean, what are the neighbors gonna do? Come over. I don't fucking care. It's not my pussy getting slayed.
Freya Von Doom joining us on the Bougie Show. We are here in South Florida. You also stated that you peg guys, which led to my next question. This is something that I ask a lot of performers. If a guy asks you to peg his butthole, does that mean that they have sugar in their tank, aka fruity?
So usually when it comes to pegging, I will only peg my slaves or submissives that have gained that level from me. Like you have to earn that. Like you have to earn that kind
What's
of
so special about your pegging? Are you pegging them just with your hand, or are you putting a strap on? And
I like to put the strap on.
Oh, so you're putting in work.
I like to make them feel like a little bitch. I'm very aggressive, so I like to make them feel like a little bitch. I make them put on a fucking tutu, call me mommy, things like that, and degrade them. And then whenever I feel like fucking them, and I'm like, bend the fuck over, let me get that.
And you put the whole penis in their butthole.
Yeah.
So can you? I need you to answer the question. Do you consider them to be bisexual? Do you consider them to?
Most of them are straight, but they like to get anally played. And I have one submissive that's bisexual, very cool guy, and I have one submissive that actually my slave. He's straight, but he only likes to get pegged by me, and he thinks it's really hot to get pegged by me when he really, really earns it. Like he has to earn it. And to him, he's just like, you know what, like. Do it. Like I want you to do anything to me kind of thing. So for him, it's like that satisfaction of me just doing what I want and being happy because he gets off by me being happy.
What size is the dildo that you're sticking in there? What's the average size of the dildo that you're
It depends how mad they made me.
Okay.
Because I've gone up to 12.5 inches.
That you put in a man's butt?
Balls
and
fucking
you're telling me
deep.
this is straight men?
Yeah. Balls fucking deep.
Do you really believe they're straight men?
I don't fucking care, to be honest.
I just said 12 inches
yeah, you can say
of
you're
dildo.
straight, and I'm like, hey,
you don't
whatever.
care.
I don't give a fuck.
I
Like,
get it.
but to me, I question it sometimes because I don't got no titties, so I look like a little teenage boy when I strap that shit on, covering up my little hoo-ha. So I'm like, oh, well, what the fuck? So I don't know. But I don't know. I call them whatever it is. I'm like, what do you want to be?
And how's their reaction when you're doing that to them?
I like it when they cry.
They cry.
I make them cry.
Okay. Cry
it turns
in
me
joyful
on.
way or in pain?
I like joyful way.
Okay.
If it's like too much pain, I pull back a little. Like I'm very mindful of them and their bodies.
It is time to stop the fuckery.
So, yeah, but I like it when they cry. And the only way that I like it when they cry in pain is if they really, really fuck up. And then I just throat fuck them until they're literally bleeding out their mouth.
Okay, throat fuck.
Then they're crying.
Wait, explain the throat part to me.
Make them get on their knees.
And then they're doing what to you?
And I have this little belt that I wrap around their fucking head so they can't pull away from me.
Okay.
And I pull it into my dick and I tell them relax their fucking throat. And I fit it in there until it's all the way in there. And then I just throat fuck them.
And these are men?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We got our answers on that one. Why are male performers easier to work with than women?
So for me, male performers are easier to work with because usually with girls, no shade to any girls watching this. I love all of you. I hope to fuck all of you someday, some way, somehow. Pero the girls, they take so fucking long. And then also they want to stop so many times. They want to look at themselves so many times. If we're taking photos and stuff, they want to look at the photo, or like they need to go to the bathroom, or they have something going on. And I'm like, God damn it, like what the hell? And then even when I do scenes like that, they get distracted by the dick or something like that during sex, and I'm like, know your fucking line, like know these fucking cues. And a lot of them are just like, oh my God. And I'm like, and that's where I get aggressive with them too. I can't play a subby world or save my fucking life.
You sound like you have a director side to you.
I do. That's why I direct a lot too. Yeah.
Did you develop that as you were becoming an adult performer?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I started off in the production side of mainstream, but when I came to porn, I started off in the talent side, and then I found that I usually ended up guiding everyone in sex. Like I will move somebody's fucking body to get like the lighting and to get the camera angle. Like I know the angles, I know the lighting, I know like, but it's something that you kind of like you train yourself to learn.
Correct.
So when you walk on set, you're like a fucking robot. Like you know what's happening. Like I'll grab a bitch and I'll angle it that way, or I'll grab a bad guy and grab his ball sack and aim it this way. So it's like you see that cool ass fucking, you know what I mean? So
Have you? I want to touch on this real quick. Have you ever had a slave ask for somebody who wanted to be dominated for you to step on their testicles? Because I've had.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's a common thing.
Oh yeah, that's very common.
So it's the pain that they enjoy.
Yeah, because a lot of these
That's really painful.
I have to clarify, a lot of these slaves and submissives that I have, I don't know about everyone else, but for me personally, the ones that I have are really, really wealthy motherfuckers, and they're used to being at the top of the fucking food chain, and so they want to be broken down. And I asked them, I'm just like, what do you get from this? Like what really gets you excited about this? And they're like, listen, in my day-to-day, nobody tells me fucking no. And then when I'm with you, like I'm following orders. Like for them, it's like a release. It's like a meditation state that they're able to go in. And they're just like, I feel like a human. Like I feel something, like you're breaking me down, and it's something. And then they go back to their normal life in the corporate offices or whatever that they're fucking doing. And like everyone's like praising them and doing whatever that they fucking say. So for them, it's like that release of power, you know?
Freya Von Doom joining us on the Bougie Show. It reminds me of the show Billions. I don't know if you recall when it's a Showtime session. Matter of fact, Lisa Ann did a appearance on there a couple years ago, but it was a big time show on and the Attorney General, that was his secret.
Oh, yeah?
He liked to be dominated, and you know. But I guess it's a real thing.
Watch that.
It's a real thing, huh?
No,
do
it
you
is.
charge them, or you just get the content and then you use it, and that's how you? How does that work?
With my slaves and submissives, like literally you have to be with me, like one of my slave submissives, and you have to earn that. So like I work my way up to doing whatever I want to do with your body and everything. So with them, they have to earn that position from me. So I just don't do it with just anyone. I do it with the people that literally serve me, and they serve me for years and years. Longevity.
I don't pull up performers' films prior to interviewing them. So the only stuff that I've seen from you is through your Twitter. And I want to talk to you about this because I have never seen this before. I've seen this before. June 12th, you tweeted a video with the caption, quote, "Woke up from a nap with my PUSSY throbbing. Who's trying to fuck it?"
Yeah.
It was actually throbbing. How does that happen?
I woke up from a fucking wet dream. My pussy had a pulse to it, and I was like, I need a bitch to put her face in here right now.
So how did you record? Like, I mean, women, you guys are savvy with the phones, but it's just the angle. Like, I would have thought that you had a cinematographer, like they're recording.
I literally had my phone next to me. I wrote it out because I was so wet, and I literally just went with my phone.
But how did you? It was dropped. I'm sure you guys are gonna. Is that your pin? No, that's not your pin tweet. But
Yeah, no,
it should.
I literally just used my phone, and I just went really fast.
Yeah, but how did you make it throb? Is that something you did, like a muscle you
muscle,
worked?
yeah. I work my muscles.
How long did it take you to perfect that craft?
I do Kegel exercises every day, which I
Kegel?
Yeah, Kegel. Yeah.
Don't know what that is. Can you
It's
elaborate?
like pussy exercises.
Oh, okay.
To make your like
vagina
the
exercises.
strengthen,
All right,
because
gotcha.
we have a lot of sex, so like your walls loosen.
So you have to strengthen
and
it.
everything. Yeah, you gotta strengthen. It's a muscle, and a lot of girls.
It's almost
don't
like a
fucking
grip
do it.
ball when you want to make your wrist stronger.
That's
you
why
have
I got that gorilla grip. Like I can make my pussy go to the beat of fucking music on your dick.
Wait,
That's why
gorilla
guys
grip
stay
is
horny.
the glue. You're not talking about the glue. What's the gorilla grip? Okay.
Like when the pussy is strong enough that it holds your fucking
you
dick.
got the gorilla. Oh,
yeah,
you got
I'm like,
it.
you're not
Wow.
gonna run from
What?
me, boy. Like you're about to pull it. Nah, fuck no. My pussy is hungry. Nom 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 nom. You're not running from this cunt, so I'll hold it in there.
Yeah, no,
I got strong muscle. Sometimes
hey.
I always tell girls in the industry, like, even when you work out, there's these little pussy weights that you can put in your vagina. And so when I'm doing squats, I have the weights in my vagina, and so that's how I strengthen it, my walls and everything, because I grip when I go down, I grip when I go up, so it stays inside of me. And if it falls out, I'm like, fuck, I just fucked freaking Brickzilla. Of course it's gonna fall out. So now I need a whole 2 days of working hard down there to get it back to normal.
You brought up Brickzilla because a lot of times they'd be like, oh, the host is so obsessed with Brickzilla and dreads. But no, the reason for you guys out there that are a little slow, don't understand entertainment, when I bring up their names, it's the raw reaction that I get from the guests is what, and that's good clickbait. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why. It's not that I'm obsessed. As a matter of fact, I can't follow Brickzilla on Twitter because you constantly seeing his penis, so don't understand that it's entertainment. So
it's that wow factor. It's like, holy shit, how the fuck? Like when I first started, I was like, all right, well, this is your whole body. Like what? Because he's a short guy, but it literally is like his whole fucking body. I'm like, bro, where do you hide this? First of all, because it's hard like that majority of the time too.
What does he say to you? Because he's quite the character. What does he say to you?
He's very quiet, but me and him, when we do hang out, like we usually just like vibe, and then we do our scenes.
You smoke?
Yeah, I smoke.
You smoke with the performer before you guys perform?
No, after.
Oh, okay.
After.
Okay.
If they want to smoke, then I'm like, hey, I usually bring a joint on set because I'm like, hey, let's relax after.
Do you notice that they perform differently being high or opposed to sober? Is that a good or a bad thing?
For me, it's a bad thing because I
lazy
like
dick.
Yeah, like I like that professional laugh.
Oh, okay,
like professional.
Totally understand.
And like I hate when I tell a person like know your lines, and when they're fucking and they're stoned, they're like, wait, and I'm like, bitch, I told you your line 10
Wait,
times.
know your lines. So you have to. The lines are implemented during the penetration?
Some of them, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the scenes, they require you to know specific lines to say, so, yeah.
Another tweet, June 9th, you tweeted, quote, if my PUSSY isn't swollen the next day, did you even fuck me?
Did
what
you
led
even
to
fuck
that
me?
tweet? I applaud it.
I mean, for real though. I mean,
you gotta be okay.
If you're gonna fuck me, like fuck me. You know what? I always tell everyone on set, like, I don't fuck guys off camera. So if you get this moment, you better fucking shine. Yeah, my pussy better be fucking swollen by the end, boy. Hell yeah.
Tighten up, huh?
Yeah. I'll slap the fire out of a boy's ass if he's not fucking me right on camera. So I know what the fans want to see, and they want to see my pussy fucking gaped out and swollen by the end, so I'm going to give it to them.
100.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been around a few years now. Have any performers found their way on your no checklist?
Yeah, there's a few.
You don't have to say their name, but can you tell us why they are on your no checklist?
Oh, yeah, because they're just rude people. Like the way that they treat talent. And for me, like, I work as a PA for some major companies too. And a lot of people don't realize that you have to treat people, like everyone, with respect, because you never know who the fuck is there, who's playing PA today, but who's going to direct your scene tomorrow. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are just like either cunty or just like really catty about shit. And for me, I only have like a couple guys on my no list, and one of the major ones straight up blacklisted. I'm really confused as to why the fuck he's still in the industry. I'll say his name out loud because he can come catch his hands. I don't give a fuck. Filthy.
Wait. Let the effects go down.
Filthy rich. Filthy fucking rich. He can suck my dick.
Oh, he's got called out
so many times.
It's so
nobody likes him, bro. I'm so confused.
I'm glad you brought that up because now that you're seeing who was the other guy that just got called out recently? Heaven, was it POV or something like that?
Heaven POV.
Okay, so now, yet he obtained so much popularity throughout this time. Why did it take for his questions to start, his character to start being questioned?
Well, first of all, he bought that OnlyFans account.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So he bought that followers. You know what I mean? And when you already have that following count, and then these models fucking see and they're trying to do OnlyFans, they look at that, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about particularly the female performers calling out guys now? Because this is not something that took place a few years ago.
I love it and I hate it too, because my problem is, so here's the issue, is that I love it when they call people out for being genuinely a fucking asshole, like genuinely a R-word, genuinely like the worst human being ever, and they have like reason to. But I hate when people do the calling out and then they're calling out over nothing, or they're just trying to stir the pot and just throw names in there for no reason. And I'm like, wait, so it's like it's a give and take with that, because with every, like, when somebody's gonna get called out and you have a fucking list of names and somebody is grumpy at somebody else and they want to throw their name in that batch just because they're mad at them. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of bullshit
because now
too.
you're messing it up for the ones that really went through a traumatic incident.
Right. So that's my issue right there. Like, one of my good friends, Javon Jordan, shout out to him.
Oh wow,
he's
it's
my
so
bestie.
funny. I'm bringing his name up.
I love that
we
man.
interviewed. He was actually the first male performer I've ever interviewed.
Oh yeah.
This was back during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't end well, but I'm thinking about bringing him back on because at the time he was blackballed in the industry, and I didn't know that, and I was pretty much aversion to interviewing. I didn't plan on interviewing adult performers at a high level. So when I came in, I was asking him questions, and I didn't realize that he didn't want to touch on certain things because he was just getting back. But I learned that, so I feel like it was just we were in a different place at that time, and I definitely want to bring him back on. So maybe I'll reach out to him in the future.
Because he's a great guy.
Like, he was cool. He was solid. We never got to release the interview.
I've known him for years now.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's one of my good friends. Like, we FaceTime randomly.
Yeah, no, I mean,
talk about life, but he's one of those great people. And I saw him on the list, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing on that list?" And he was just like, "Bro, that girl was just mad at me. I don't know why the fuck I'm on that list." And I was like, "What?" And so I talked to him more, and I talked to like everyone that was involved in that, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't know why the fuck he's on here. Like, that girl was just, you know." So I was like, "Oh, well." So
well,
that could
maybe
an
you
issue.
can tell him about this conversation we
had.
I will.
And
that is all love.
Javon, watch this shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all good. It's so funny because on your Twitter I saw that, and I didn't want to bring it up, but something new we added, and I was actually going to say his name to you, and now you already started speaking on it. But I saw when he was. He's a big man. Oh, and you're so small.
I suck his dick standing up, bro. Like, it's right in my fucking face. When it's hard, it's right there.
You're not the only one that said that. Maddie Collins said that to me in Chicago. And it looks great for camera.
Yeah, no, it looks.
Did you do the same thing with Dredd?
It's great. Yeah, Dredd too.
Because Dredd's a big man.
Yeah, Dredd was right there too. It was funny when I worked with Dredd, Jules Jordan. He was like, "All right, so do you need lube? Do you need anything?" And I just spit on his dick, and I was like, "I'll just sit down on it," because I'm able to control my pussy and relax it.
You don't do anal though, do you?
No, I don't do anal because that's too much. Being like, for me personally, no shade to anyone that does anal. It's everyone's preference, but for me, being a full-on dom, like, that makes me feel too much of a bitch. I tried it one time, just yet again, don't knock it till you try it. I tried it, and I've never felt more of a fucking bitch in my life. And I instantly was like, I don't like this. Like, it did nothing for me. So, but I love all of them. They're all fucking fantastic people and great people. But circling back to the slaves, they pay me monthly fees just to be my slaves. And then on top of that, whenever we see each other, go out on dates, then they pay me for those too.
You go on dates. What does your dates consist of? Is it normal dates?
Yeah, they're normal. They're non-sexual. Like, we go out and they take me out shopping. They hand me their fucking card and they just follow me around and hold my bags. And we talk about.
And you just buy what you want.
Yeah, I do. Most of the time, I donate a lot. Like, I donate a lot. So
these are guys that you say well off in life. Okay, all right.
Yeah, they're stupid wealthy people, like multimillionaires. And so I take advantage of that because I grew up super poor and everything. And now that I don't really need the help, I'm just like, well, why not use them? So, like, during holiday season, I don't accept any money for myself. I donate everything that I make, like from Thanksgiving time, like November all the way through January. I donate everything that I make, and I have my slaves and submissives, like, they go on Amazon and they send toys for tots and so much so.
So you're opening me up right now. So when you are buying stuff for yourself, what are you buying when they give you that card and say go?
For myself, I usually just go out and I'll buy, like, I don't know, like if I need a new pair of shoes, then I'll go buy shoes, or if I need some things for my sets, and I'll go get that, or camera equipment, stuff like that.
Invest back into
I'm not a big shopper, to be honest. Like, I wear just jeans, t-shirt, and a fucking hat 90% of the time. Like, I like to be incognito, plain Jane. I don't care about flashy shit. Because for me, I'm like, why the fuck would I go out and wear something that has a name brand across my fucking chest and be a walking billboard for them, but yet again, I'm paying for them? Like, how make that make sense? Right. Like, I don't get it. So most of the wealthiest people that I know, they don't wear name brand.
Right.
Well, they wear name brand, but it's not showing.
Right. It's not visible.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's very low key.
And there's a method to that, right?
Yeah, there is. Mm-hmm.
Have you been recognized? Have you gotten recognized in public?
So many times.
Oh, wow.
That's why I have to get security,
You have to get security?
That's why I have security.
When you go to certain things?
When I go out to events or I go out to any clubs or anything, I make sure that we call ahead to the club. I know all the club owners of any club that I usually go to. Like if I go down here in South Beach, then I'll go to like Space.
Okay.
And then if I go to, usually if I'm clubbing, I'm in Orlando.
Right.
And I know all the club owners there. I know everyone there. So usually I text them ahead of time. I'm like, hey, I'm coming in. I'm bringing X amount of security with me. Be ready for this time. And then they bring me in through the back door. And then I have my own section set up and everything ready to go. But I never go anywhere alone usually.
Do you come there as Freya Von Doom? Okay. So that's how they know.
Yeah. Well, they know me like as Freya Von Doom, and then they get to know me more as like a person, and then we become actual friends.
But you're there as the performer, like you're hosting the event.
No, most of the time I just go and I just like to show face. And my main thing is when I go out to clubs, I'll get like sections. I'll get like 3 or 4 tables in a row just for myself and like my 3-4 security guys that I have. And if I see somebody like really fucked up in the crowd, like you can tell when somebody is like lit off their ass, like they need a place to sit. You can't fucking breathe. I bring people into my section. I'll take care of them, kind of thing, and make sure that they have water. If I see a girl getting harassed or a guy getting harassed, I'll be like, hey, here's a safe space to get into. And the club owners really like that because that brings a better name to their clubs too. So it's like a win situation.
A viewer of the show, shout out to DSpin12, asked if clear Gatorade is still the go-to to enhance blowjob scenes. I didn't know that.
What?
I don't know where he got that information
Clear
from.
Gatorade.
Clear Gatorade at that.
I've never heard of clear Gatorade.
So maybe he's thinking...
Is that like a talent?
No, he's not a talent. He's a viewer. He's a consumer of adult films. But now that I'm thinking about it, I just thought it was funny because I wanted to ask you, is clear Gatorade, is there a reason for that?
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Because I'm thinking if you're spitting clear Gatorade, okay, so it looks like... Maybe he's thinking that's the
like,
liquid, like that's the spit, making it think it's spit, but it's actually Gatorade.
No,
talk to me, please.
God, no, I totally misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah, no, for when it comes to like blowjob scenes, you literally have your own spit, your own saliva, all that stuff.
So there's no clear Gatorade going on.
I've never had clear Gatorade. Plus, the Gatorade would fuck up your pH if it went inside you, so that would be bad. The only fake thing that I've ever seen used on set is for the major cum shots. I'm gonna give you a little BTS secret here.
All right.
Which I love telling people about this. I don't give
the money shots, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But like the bigger shots that's like covering your fucking body and you're like, how the fuck is that bitch covered like that? Like how does that guy have so much cum in him? There's a guy behind him with a fucking bicycle pump with fucking pina colada mix in it, and he's like oh, the guy's holding it up to his dick. And that's why the girls are like
Wait, where is it shooting from?
From his dick, so he holds up the tube from the middle of his fucking ass cheeks and puts it up to his penis and holds it there, and then the other guy's right behind him like, hey baby, I'm pumping it out.
So where's the other guy's face as he's pumping it?
Literally right
behind his ass?
Yeah, right behind him. Like,
shout out to the cameraman. That's
shout out to you
hell
guys.
of a sacrifice.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's not on every set. I've only seen it happen on a
but I
couple
didn't know
sets.
that, and I appreciate you sharing that because I've interviewed X, Y, and Z, and that's never been informed to me. So
I love telling people that because they're always like, "What?" Because you have to know that some of these, you look at it and you're like, "There's no fucking way that you just had that much of that big of a fucking."
When you've been in prison
like,
the last 30 years,
it's like the girl, the last 30 years, pent up. You've been taking it, not giving it, and you're just sitting there like, "Oh damn, I gotta release this shit." So yeah, that's the only major one that I've seen. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
He also asks, D-Spin also asks, how many scenes a day do you film?
Do I film?
I would see the most. How many have you shot in a day?
Have I shot max in a day? I've shot 3 in a day.
All
actually,
boy girl scenes, or
that's a lie. I've shot 4 in a day. I just forgot.
All boy girl.
One was a boy girl. One was a boy girl. One was a boy girl, and the other one was also a boy girl. That was all in one day, and that was for Private Society. I think in 2017, something like that I did that. But usually I try to keep it to 1 scene a day just because I like my pussy to be good for the next person. Yet again, I'm taking massive dick, so...
Yeah, I talk a lot about with performers about
just your health,
vacations for the vagina.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm very serious about that.
Yeah,
very serious about that. I take care of that bitch, and I take months off of work sometimes.
That gaping video was incredible. Like that was just new to me. Freya Von Doom joining us on the Bougie Show. Advice for those contemplating on joining the adult film industry. What do you say to them?
Do your research.
That's what I hear every time.
1,000% do your research. Reach out to talent, reach out to companies, reach out to agencies. Most importantly, know that a lot of people don't fucking get this, and I don't understand why the fuck they don't get this. But if you're gonna do a scene, know that it's out there forever. You're never gonna get it back. Like, you can't take that shit back. Whether or not it's a small fetish scene or like a full-blown porn, you're not gonna get that shit back. Like, once it's out there, it's out there. So don't come in here thinking you're gonna dip your toe in it. No, bitch. You better like dive the fuck in that pussy. You know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna be a performer, be a performer.
Yeah, because I've seen so many people like come in and out, and they have so many bad things to say. And I'm like, bro, you didn't do your research. You didn't research this fucking company. You didn't research the talent you were working with. You're working with blacklisted fucking people, and you're just blindly diving in because you see dollar signs. And that's another big thing I want to point out. People come in here for the money, and I'm like, yeah, you get good money, but you have to know there's a longevity to everything. So you have to pace yourself, and you have to really, really be dedicated to shooting and working really, really, really hard. Like, it's not just going to fucking happen. And don't do anything for money. Like, people are going to throw like thousands of dollars. Like, I got offered 20 grand to do an anal scene, and I still said fuck no, because I own my shit. Like, I'm like, no. And a lot of people will be like, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I have, like, for me personally, I have too much like love for myself to like sell myself for anything that I'm not comfortable with. And if I'm not comfortable doing a scene, I don't care how much money you're going to throw my way, I'm not going to do it. And a lot of these girls, mostly girls, sometimes guys, but mostly girls, will show up on set, and it's not the set that they signed up for. Like, that they showed up. Like, one time I showed up, and it was only supposed to be a boy-girl scene, and I walked in and I was doing paperwork, and I saw all these guys around me, and I was like, oh, cool, it's just a crew. Next thing I know, they were trying to do a gangbang scene, and they were throwing me like thousands of dollars to do it, and I just looked at them and I was like, no, like, this is not, I don't care how much you pay me, like, I'm going to stand by what I want to do. And a lot of girls that I talked to about that, they're like, but they offered this much, I would fucking do it. And I'm like, but how would you feel afterwards? Because at the end of the day, they're not going home with you. You have to go home to yourself. So you have to be very comfortable with yourself. You have to fucking own that shit and love yourself, and know that whatever you're doing is respectable to yourself.
It sounds like catching performers at a vulnerable state, and then throwing the money and say, all right, well, go ahead and I'm gonna do anal. I think that's big, because I've interviewed quite a few individuals that said their first scene was anal, and I always, in my head, is, oh, the industry got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Blake Blossom said it best. You know, why would I be in a rush to do anal when Tiana Trump and Sarah J and all these people have well off in their career and they've never once done it? Why? So controlling the narrative. It's your body. Yeah. And I appreciate you elaborating on that. And
a lot of people, like, a lot of the talent that I talk to, yet again, their first scenes are fucking anal. And I'm like, bro, why? Why'd you do it? And they're like, well, they offered me this amount. And I was like, did you know longer down the road, now you're known as an anal girl. So now you're going to be doing anal at that price. And if you waited until longer down the road, when you already went through the runnings of like all the dicks that you can have, all the pussy you can have, and you're like, let me try something fucking new. Surprise, bitch. Right. Anal. Then you could have got 10 times more for that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, what do you? And half the time when they talk to me, they don't feel good about it. And I'm like, I'll hug you, but I also told you so. Like, bro, do what feels right to you, because yet again, you're going home alone to yourself. And that's how a lot of people end up doing drugs and getting in their mindset, because they do a lot of things that they don't necessarily want to do, but they're doing it for the financial aspect. And that's the wrong way to go about anything in life, period.
If you could spend the day as another human being, who would that be and why?
I would probably be, let's see, either Cher or Bette Midler. I would probably be Cher, to be honest, just because, like, she's such a bad bitch, and I want to talk like her for a day. I don't know, I can't do her fucking voice, but I want to be able to sing like her for a day. Do you believe in life after love? Yeah, so I think that'd be fucking dope, and I would love to have all these freaking gay people high five me just for
with
existing.
That song playing.
Yeah, bro. Like, I would love to go out to a club and bring my tall ass up there and just be like, yeah, vibe with everyone and be a gay icon. Like, hell yeah, bitch. She loves her shit. She just speaks her fucking mind. If you watched any of her interviews, she's one of those people, like, she doesn't give a fuck. She's gonna say it like how it fucking is. So she was
when Tina Turner passed, they were real close, and I heard that was the last time I heard her speak, and she's still there. Let me ask you this real quick, because it just played in my head. Even though you are a full lesbian, What do you say to somebody that says, "Well, how are you a lesbian? You're still sleeping with men"? What's your response to that? Just something I just.
My
thought of,
thing
playing
is
devil.
like I get that a lot,
Okay.
and the thing that I actually talked to this professor over at Miami. He's a professor at the Miami College.
University of Miami.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not
gotcha.
gonna say his
No,
name.
you don't
or
have to.
anything, but he really got it, and the reason was because I always tell people I'm very, very attracted to girls. So when I'm doing a scene with a girl in it, I get distracted. Like that's my weakness. Like I get yelled at because I'm staring like in the pussy. I get so distracted. But when I work with guys, I'm able to know my lines. I know my positions. And for me, it's not intimate. Like it's strictly
recreational business. Yep.
And like I just slap some lube on it, or I go finger fuck myself for a minute, and I'm good to go. And in my mind, like even the guys that I work with, like when you talk to Peter, he's gonna say the same exact thing. Like he thinks that I'm freaking straight as hell, and I'm like, bro, I've known you for years, and every single time I'm like, I'm gay as hell. I just know how to I know what the fans want to see, and I know when I'm fucking somebody, if I'm gonna fuck a guy, I'm gonna fuck him like a fucking professional and show it off. So for me, it's not intimate. It's like you have to be able to differentiate between intimacy and the emotional bullshit. You don't want to have that, and I don't have that. Usually when I'm fucking guys, even with Javon, I was like, what are we having for dinner later? Like, are we doing ribs or steak today? And he was like, I don't fucking know. Are you buying dinner? Yeah, I'm slutting you out, so yeah, I'll buy you dinner.
To me, it seems like it's a psychological battle
It
that
really is,
you
yeah.
that's where you get your high off, your
Yeah,
thrill.
a lot of people don't realize that like what we do is literally just sex. Like I don't feel anything with my coworkers. I literally go in, I do my fucking job, and I leave. Like when you go in, you clock out. So I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I'm not about to fall in love with every fucker I have sex with. That would be terrible. That would be the worst life ever. Could you imagine? I'd be a hot fucking mess.
So we implemented something new to the show. It's name drop, name drop, name drop, name drop. And I'll state 3 names, 2 from the adult film industry and 1 known figure in society.
Okay.
You will say the first thing that comes to your mind about them once I say their name. Of course, you always have the option to say pass if it's someone you choose not to speak on.
Okay.
Okay. Since you brought his name up already, and this was somebody, Mr. Javon Jordan, what's the first thing that comes to your thought?
Teddy bear.
Teddy bear. Wow.
He's a fucking teddy bear.
Even though he's a giant.
Oh, he's a giant, but he's a teddy bear. He's the kindest motherfucker I know. And that's why we've been friends for so fucking long. Because he's genuinely a good guy. Like, when you meet him, like, for example, even animals fucking know. Like, one of my friends, Tom, shout out to Tom over at Fetish Factory, but he freaking, his dog barks at everyone, especially guys, when they come in. And Javon, he walks in, the dog barks at him a little and then looks up at him, and he just wants to be carried. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, even with animals, like, he's so gentle. He has, like, that aura about him. And he's, like, so calm and, like, very mindful about his surroundings. And he actually hugs you like a teddy bear and everything. And he's, like, he's a gentle fuking giant.
Okay.
Like, he.
So that's the first thing comes to
If
your
you look at
gentle
him, he looks like a badass.
Right,
He never
right,
smiles. He
right,
sits back
right,
and he's
right,
like,
right.
stares you down. But when you actually get him to talk, he's like a little jokester. He's super sweet and honestly the sweetest guy that I know in this fucking industry. And he looks like the scariest
We can fly
motherfucker, but yeah.
Especially standing next to you.
Yeah.
Chloe Capri.
Chloe Capri is a wild bitch and I love her.
Okay. I haven't met her yet, so hopefully we get her on the show. Okay. So
I love
wild
her to
bitch.
death.
Wild bitch. That's your first thought.
Yeah, when I first met her, she walked in there to hair and makeup in her PJs with her freaking piercings all over the place. And
Okay.
she was just vibing and she was just like, what's up? Like, very hyped. And we were talking about like sex positions and everything. She was so like into it. And I was like, hell yeah, this is going to be a great fucking day. Let's go.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Fuck that guy. You know,
You're from up there where he's beefing with Disney, right?
Yeah.
So why is F him is the first thing that comes to
my thing is, so I was at Pulse. Like I was at Pulse.
Oh,
when
you
that
mean
happened.
when the shooting back
Yeah,
a few years
when
ago.
that
Okay,
happened,
gotcha,
and the whole homophobia thing, and then living.
Oh, you were
there.
at Pulse the night it occurred?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so having somebody promote that much hate, and then living in Orlando, I see KKK everywhere now. Like the worst part is like if you peacefully protest and you're just like equality or something, you get taken to jail. But yet again, these KKK literally.
When you say you see
KKK,
KKK,
they literally have, like, you can Google this shit. They literally have signs that say, fuck gays, kill gays, fuck blacks, like, things like that, out on the fucking freeway, holding them up.
in Orlando?
Yeah, with the KKK, like, the
Wow,
Nazi
wow,
sign and
wow.
everything.
This
The
is a real
police
thing.
aren't doing shit. And, like, they're just...
That's
they're,
considered freedom of speech.
Yeah, but yet again, when I marched for the Black Lives Matter, we were literally getting thrown like those pepper sprayed and getting all that. Yeah. But yet again, they can literally be out there spreading hate towards everyone. You know,
sounds like you belong in California because they're a little more liberal.
I was like, what the fuck? I'm just like, bro,
you're in the you know you're in the South, right?
I know, but I'm just like, bro, you can't have that much hate towards people, especially in this time. Like,
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
When somebody is so hardcore and like open about that, because they like has things, they had KKK people, they're holding Ron DeSantis signs with KKK, and he hasn't spoken out about it or anything. He literally lets it fucking happen. And you have to sit back and be like, who the fuck are you? Sorry. And then usually in my mind, people that are so homophobic, I've found, are usually the gayest motherfuckers of all, too. So that's another thing that I'm like, what is going on with you internally that you feel that much hatred towards this group that literally isn't doing anything for you? Because in Orlando, I read like a few years ago that they had one of the top 5 cities in the country that had the most LGBTQ families per capita there. So I'm very confused as to why there's so many gays there, but yet again, so much like open hate there too. So for me, it's very scary being a gay person living out there. Like, I don't go out to gay clubs anymore because it's really scary. Last time that I went to there, I heard a lot of death threats because I know the owners, and they were telling me every single night the Orlando clubs, they're getting death threats about getting shot up every single day, multiple times. They're getting told this and that, and literally getting harassed every single day. So it's getting really, really, really scary there. Like, really scary, and it's not fun at all. So that's why I don't like DeSantis, because why are you going to have such a big platform and such a big voice, and all you're going to do is promote hate instead of actually doing good for your people? Like, what? I don't understand that.
I don't want to get too deep into politics, but I think he's trying to do the Trump 2.0, like the remix. And all right, he did that. I'm going to go above and beyond that and do some outrageous things. So I think it's a little bit.
He just needs to be fucked in the ass, bro. Like, he just needs me to. Okay. Ron DeSantis, just hit me up. I'll come over. Don't worry about it, boy.
All right.
I'll throw fuck you like you need to be.
Okay. All right, it's time to start Moment of Truth. Moment of Truth is when I state things. If it's true, what I state, you say true. If it's false, you can say false. And why is it false? You can elaborate on that. If you choose not to answer, you can say pass. Okay? All right. You've shot a scene and wish you would have canceled it after it finished.
Yeah, I have.
Why?
Because the talent that I was working with was extremely unprofessional, and it was with Filthy Rich. And
what was it? What did he do?
So it was a scene that he was directing with me, and it was really just me and him on set because he didn't need camera lighting. It was a very short scene.
Okay.
And also, he's blacklisted from Team Skate too.
Okay.
So, yay! I love you guys. But
shout out Team.
But while we were shooting, we went into the second position, and I thought the cameras were still rolling because he just moved the cameras, and then he got in position, and so he was talking to me lines, and so we were like. We started fucking, and I thought we were doing the actual scene, you know? And then he stops midway, and I'm going crazy because I'm like, oh my God, yeah, daddy. You know what I mean? Like the whole spiel, because we're acting. Right. And he stops and he's like, yeah, I knew you weren't gay. And he goes and he turns on the camera, and he was just like, now we can record. And I looked at him and I was like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious right now? Like, that just made me feel so.
Yeah, why did that matter? That's so unprofessional.
That made me feel so uncomfortable because that was against, like, I would have never agreed to do that ever.
Yeah.
So that's literally like assault in a way, because it's just like you went and you did a thing while I'm thinking that we're literally filming the scene. So I'm full in acting mode while you're fucking me, and then you pull off and you go and you turn on the camera, and I'm just like. What kind of shady shit is that? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up. So after that scene, I was just like, I wish I didn't do that scene, because we finished that scene really fast. Like, we didn't even go through all the positions. I was done. Like, as soon as he went, he said that to me, and then he turned on the camera. I was just like, you didn't film any of that? Like, what the fuck was the point of that? And we had like a whole minute. You know what I mean?
Were you at his apartment or something?
Yeah, because as apartment, Team Skeet used to use it to film out of, because he has a great location where it has a great view and everything. So that's the one scene that I'm like, I really wish that I didn't ever have to do. And so now, for me personally, he's blacklisted because I hear nothing but bad things about him. And working on set with him. He yells at everyone on set. He makes girls feel so fucking bad about themselves. And even while you're having sex, like, he's controlling the whole thing, and it's his show, and it's very uncomfortable. And he's just a very aggressive guy that's very mean to everyone. So that's the one scene I'm like, I wish I could have like not did that.
So that's true.
Yeah.
Most men couldn't handle relations with an adult performer. Well, I guess I should say women too.
Yeah, it could go both ways, but it really depends on your comfortability. It depends on your communication and how much you trust your partner. And that, for me, for example, when I date people, because I have had girlfriends and everything, but when I date them, I'm very transparent with them. I tell them, hey, I have this scene coming up. Is this okay with you? Like, I tell them what my scenes are, and I'm like, are you comfortable with me doing this scene? Like, we talk about it, and then I go and I do my scene, and I text them I'm at the set, like, and when I'm leaving, like, you have to have that trust that your partner is not going to fuck them off camera. Your partner is not going to do some shady shit, and you have to have that trust, and it's really about communication and building that trust with your partner. And some people can't handle it. Some people feel a type of way about it, which is fine. But for me personally, none of my relationships I've ever ended over it, just because I've had that communication with them, and I FaceTime them even after the set, like when I'm done with doing it, I'm done doing the exit interview and everything. I tell them, like, this is what I'm doing. I even leave my location on. Like, I don't care. I'm very open about it with them. Like, even when I'm with a partner, they have my passcode. Like, I'm like, here, if you're feeling a type of way about yourself, and this is really important. I always tell people, like, be very like an open book with your partner. Like with my exes, when they were feeling a type of way, I was like, why are you feeling that? Oh, because you're texting them too much about this scene. And I'm like, okay, well, here's my phone. You can text them then. If you want to, like, I'm going to tell you, like, you can text. I don't care. You know, I'm very open, and you have to have that openness with your partner, and that gains trust. Because I mean, it's really hard to date somebody in this industry knowing that they're being intimate with somebody. But once you're able to break that barrier of it's not real intimacy in that sense, like not emotionally, then yeah. And yet again, I'm an open fucking book. Like anytime that my girlfriends were upset about something, I was like, here's my fucking phone, go through it. You want to talk about it? If you feel uncomfortable with me talking to this talent, then you can talk to them for me. I don't care. Like, you can text them. I don't care.
You prefer a penis with a hoodie over it?
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. So that's neither true or false? Okay. So it's false then. You don't prefer. Yeah. Vacations for the vagina are mandatory when you're a female performer.
Yeah.
You did say
you
that.
have to take care of that fucking pussy. I hear so many girls, they shoot back to back to back every single day for a goddamn week. And I look at them and I'm like, you have to take breaks. You have to do that stuff for yourself, because you're going to tear your pussy up. You're going to throw off your pH balances. You're going to break your walls. Like, you can really damage yourself in this industry if you're doing too much sex, especially with these larger penises, because it's really damaging to you. So always take your breaks and be mindful of your body, and don't be scared to say no to a shoot, because just be like, hey, can we move this to this date? Can we do this? Can we do that? Like, there's always ways around overworking yourself, and that goes for men too, because a lot of guys, like, it's hard for them to
I've heard about
do that
scarring the penis
so many times.
Like
So I always tell everyone, like, know your limits. Don't ever try to overdo it for money or anything. Just do whatever feels right, because the work is always going to be there. It's never going to fucking disappear, you know?
You became a swallower after joining the adult film industry.
Yeah, I guess. Well, they pay me a fuck ton of money to swallow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If they tell me, hey, you're going to, swallow this, and I'm like, all right, hey, pay this. And then they're either like, oh, all right, yeah, I can throw that on. Or, oh, all right, so okay, we're going to throw some fake cum in there. Oh.
So that's kind of true?
Yeah, it depends, yeah.
You're a better performer after a couple of glasses of wine has entered your body.
I think I'm the same bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's false.
I'm the same
You've had a talent ignore your double tap.
Yeah, but that was back in the day when Bruno and all of them were in the industry, and it was the dark side of porn, when it was the Wild West.
So you just tap and they ignored it, or you pinch and they still ignore it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
So
why don't you just get up and move?
Because you can't. Like, when you're in certain predicaments or positions, me being so small, I can't get them off of me. And the directors just tell you to keep. But that was back in the day when, it was more fucked up back then. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of things that I did. And that's also why I took my 3-year hiatus, is because I had a scene that was so bad that I literally was like, I can't. I need to go.
Is that scene out?
Yeah, it's been out for a long time.
Because the reason I'm asking you that, because we used the clip that Jenna Fox said in Chicago, where she said she was basically raped on set. The guy was too large for her, and it was a rough scene she signed up for, and she wanted to quit, but she wanted to make sure everybody left with a check. And obviously, an abundance of comments. What scene is this? What scene is this? Because I didn't bother. Because it was, when you throwing the R word around, well, what scene is that? I want to pull it up after I'm not going to say that to her, but that's what the audience wants now. They want to know. So that's why I asked you if you wanted to say what scene it was, so they could see if you wanted to.
I don't know the title of it, but excuse me.
Go ahead.
I'm talking a fucking lot.
Yeah,
but I did a scene. I'm not really gonna throw the director under the bus because me and him, we don't work together.
Fine. But what's the scene? The name of the scene?
I don't know the name of it.
What type of scene?
They pick me up in a van and then they do pretty much rape play like.
Well, I know the only van I think of is Bane.
Not that bus. I'm talking like way back in the day. They had like this.
Who was it seen with then? How about that?
It was with that rodeo guy, John Rodeo, Rodeo, whatever the fuck. He had a massive dick, and in my mind for that scene, we were only gonna do the pickup, and I was gonna go in the van and do the whole van like consensual, not consensual thing, and then take off. But after that scene, we went and we got food, and then I thought we were driving back to like home base, And we ended up pulling up to this warehouse where it was a big red room and all these cameras on live feed and put 2 and 2 together and
gotcha.
Yeah. So that was my last scene I did before I took a break.
When it's time for the money shot to the face, you get nervous that it's going to land in your eye.
I do because I don't like it landing in my fucking eye. It burns. It burns like a motherfucker. I'm like, bro, if I can aim where I piss at, you can aim where you piss at too. Like, bro.
Well, I don't know. When it comes kind of coming out, it's...
That's why I always ask them, like, are you... I always ask the guys, like,
It's time to stop the fuckery.
Are you a dripper or are you a sprayer?
Gotcha.
I always ask them because I'm like, all right, how far? Like, where do I need to be? What am I going to do?
Okay.
I aim my shit. So.
All right, we can wrap it up. Speaking of burning in the eye, have you gotten burned as a performer?
Like in the eye?
You've gotten burned as a performer.
Yeah, in the eye.
Okay, so that's true. No, burn meaning a STD, chlamydia, things like that. Those things have been said to me that
I had it.
Admit it.
I had it one time.
Okay.
I had chlamydia one time, but it was when the whole big blow up thing happened.
Gotcha.
And I did like 4 scenes the entire week where it was all foursome scenes. And so, of course, like when you have a big STD like that going around, you're shooting with like, 16 people in a week.
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, fuck. God damn it. But that only happened to me one time. Bless. Gotcha. I'm very surprised that it only happened to me once because I've been in this for so fucking long. I was like, whoa, this is my first time? All right, cool. I mean, hope it's my last, but that was a while ago.
Freya Von Doom joining us on the Bougie Show. The floor is yours. The camera is yours. Can you let the people know something rare about you and what they can look forward coming from you?
Something rare about me is that...
Talk to that camera right there.
Hi, motherfuckers. I love you guys. Right. Something rare about me is that I'm a huge comic book nerd.
Okay.
I like to write them. I can't draw for shit, but I'll draw a fucking stick figure. That'd be awesome. I also love, another thing rare about me is I'm really into writing. So screenwriting, editing, all of that fun stuff. I'm a huge fucking nerd. I love learning. I love intellectual conversations. Don't fucking talk to me off camera unless you can't hold a conversation with me.
We can applaud that.
I get mad and I will literally walk away mid-sentence. And another rare thing is, like, I'm really into giving back to my community. Like, I volunteer a fucking lot. And yet again, I donate a fucking lot. Especially during holiday season, I make everyone donate. And any gift that you're going to send me, I make you donate to causes and everything. And I'm very into, like, giving back to my community. And I always tell other porn stars, if you're able to help people, then fucking do it, you know? I mean, why the fuck not? Like, why sit on this when you can literally be saving somebody's life, be helping somebody, be saving a child's life? Or I promote donating and giving to people and just being a good fucking person. And if you're not a good fucking person, I hope I never see you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I have to plug in Team Ski. I love you guys.
Shout out to Team Ski one more time.
The best company in the whole world. I will work with them until I die.
Okay.
I love them so much. Right. Shout out to Lily, Gabby, Jose, Alex. I love you all. And Sadiq, you motherfucker, I love you.
Freya Von Doom joining us on the Bougie Show. We appreciate you flying your 4'9" self from Orlando down here to us. It is truly appreciated. You are great. Very informative, and we want to thank you again.
for joining us on the
thank you
Bougie
for
Show.
having me.
All right.
You sexy
Freya
beast.
Von Doom is in
Thank
the
you.
building. We are checking out. Yay!
Yee.
Wow, I didn't realize you could talk like that.